Alright guys, I do apologize. I haven't been putting stuff out lately. I'm going to try to put chapters in this video. Mainly to make sure that you can skip things you're not interested in, and so forth. I apologize, I just got off work, so I'm exhausted. First thing I wanted to say is, yes, there are going to be a lot less videos on cars right now, mainly because there's just not really much to talk about the Honda, although there is something on this video. I'm going to go over generally things going on with the car overall, and then I'm going to go into the stereo system and some of the issues I've been having with that, things that that people who want to put stereos into this car, significant power stereos in the car, need to understand about this car and the issues that I've been having. Mostly power issues, so we'll discuss that as well. Before I get started, I've been very inconsistent about putting up any videos. I apologize for any of those who are actually fans or just want to see stuff aside from just cars. After I lost my job at Best Buy, I've always had health issues, but my health has been deteriorating significantly and very quickly. And I've not been feeling well. So I haven't been doing so well, and it's caused excessive exhaustion and illness, and it's made things more difficult for me. I just took a vacation, just got off a vacation, and I'm sorry to say I had a visitor with me. I was hoping to reconnect with somebody, and the visit was a disaster and caused me a great deal of emotional issues. I think the other individual also suffered a lot, because it was really bad. It was really bad, and I did not get a good vacation out of it, but such is life. But I wanted to get that through as well. Now, just a quick political thing. That's why I'm putting chapters, so you can skip the crap you don't want to hear. It's not very serious, but I just want to let you know, as a Jewish American, I know a lot of people don't like Jewish people. That's okay. I understand. You know, you're entitled to hate people if you want to. That's cool. As a Jewish American, I want to say that I personally am appalled and embarrassed at Merrick Garland. I didn't know he was Jewish. I had only recently learned that he was a Jewish man. And his running of the Justice Department, it's disgusting. It does not fall within the ideas of America and freedom, and equally going after people based on the law rather than on your own political damn beliefs. It's terrible. This unequal justice. It's disgusting, and it makes me embarrassed as a Jew that he's Jewish at all. And we get a bad rap on a lot of things, and you know what? We deserve it on some things. Some things are just bull crap, and there's a lot of people, oh, you can't even say bad things about Jewish people. Well, yeah, sometimes it's like that, but it's like that with a lot of things and a lot of people, and I can take crap. On behalf of an American Jew, I apologize for Merrick Garland and the fact that he is a bad human being. He's a bad man, and I'm very embarrassed. So now that I've gotten that out of the way, we'll get on to the real things. How's Ruby been doing, and do I love this car? I still love my Honda Insight. That hasn't changed. I don't get to drive as much as I used to. I work only 1.5 miles from where I live. Car has been running pretty well overall. I haven't had any serious issues, although I am ready to get I need to do an engine air filter and a cabin filter change. I think I have the filters at home. I just haven't gotten down to doing them because I'm lazy and tired, and I have lots of other things I had to do, including repairing a snowblower, which I've made a video of. If I ever can get the darn thing up, that's my problem. I have run into a strange issue, and I don't know if you can see it in the video. I hope I hope this thing's recording. Drop the video, drop the window down, but I had every now and then an issue where if I push up, it'd go up halfway and then come back down. Go up halfway, down. I just have to keep hitting the switch to fix it. More than likely, I think we all know what this is. It's probably a failing switch, but of course it chooses never to do it for the dealership, so...
Wi-Fi disabled.
Yeah, shut up. So I don't think it's ever going to get fixed or anything like that, so, either it'll change or it won't. and we'll go to that, and we'll leave it at that. But that's the only issue I've noticed with Ruby as of late, except for the stupid brakes, which I way overpaid for. I'm not all that clever. I do apologize for that. Otherwise, the car has been running pretty well. I'm very happy. I'm very happy with this car. I'm not putting much mileage on it, but I'm very happy with this car. Now, I want to get into something about the radio. We'll start driving home as I do this, if I can get my butt out of here without getting killed. I have been having issues with my amplifier. I have a Audison. It's a very expensive amplifier, very high-end, Italian, possibly temperamental, but Adam, the person who installed it, disagrees with that assessment, and he would know better than I, so I'm not going to get into an argument about my opinion on this. I've been having issues with it just not turning on sometimes. I've had to pull the, I even showed a video of this, I've had to pull the fuses out and pop them back in to reset it. A little disconcerting. I went to Adam. I told him, first of all, I'm getting some distortion in the speakers, and we'll get into that next. And he tested my battery, and it tested bad. I've had this battery tested multiple times at other places. They all give me different answers. But when his says bad, some of the other places say it's weakened, but it's not totally dead. I'm not going to get into a trust issue about it. I told him, you know, it is what it is. He asked me to leave the car. He said he was going to trickle charge the car and see if he can get the battery back in order. This would be my second battery I've been on in this car. My first battery, I think, was actually, it's an AGM, obviously. I think my first battery was actually damaged because somebody at the Honda dealership accidentally knocked out one of my accessory fuses and put it into an always on, and my accent lighting inside in the car for the floor lighting stayed on when I didn't drive it for like a week and killed the battery. And once you kill a battery, you generally, it's not good. So he did the trickle charge, and it's still no good. He asked me if I wanted to take it in to get it done under Honda, you know, to have it checked out and so forth. And I said, I'm not going to bother with that, because I guarantee you when I get to Honda, they're going to scan it and say, yeah, it's a little weakened, but it's still within usable limits, and they're not going to cover anything. I don't want to get into a fight. And I told him, please get me a good battery. He got me an Optima AGM battery. I think it's 800 cold cranking amps. Very powerful, $300, very expensive. He says the issue that I'm having with my amplifier is voltage. He said I lost one amp, died, and he said he's put in like 20 amps in various other cars, and this amp has only failed on this car. And he says based on all the issues he had with this car, he refuses to do high-end stereo systems in hybrids right now. Until it all gets figured out. He will do subs and stuff, but not in hybrids. He will not put a super high-end system in there that draws a lot of power. He says there's definitely a voltage issue. And it says, and he's beginning to get the opinion, this is his opinion, and I think he's right about this, that the 12-volt battery, it is obviously for accessories, but he doesn't think the car really pushes a lot of power into it all that often to charge or to keep it charged, that it's kind of a secondary. It does do it, but not well enough, and that my power draw is too much for the battery that they're putting into the car. So my current recommendations is that he wants me, he says, first of all, I'm going to be unplugging my camera up here when I'm parked inside my garage. I don't need it on, and sometimes I go, you know, I'm not used the car for 2 days, and that camera's on, and it's draining the battery. Not much, but they can suck the life out of batteries over a period of time. So I'm going to unplug that whenever it's parked in the garage. Number two, he suggested I use an AGM trickle charger. He says I don't have to do it every day, but, you know, do it and keep the car in order. I will follow his advice on this, because I do not want to kill the Sam. He says every time it's not powering up like that. I mean, it's in partial power, but it's basically, it's got low voltage, and it's going, I guess, into a form of protection mode, and we're hooking it up. As far as the distortion I've been hearing that happened, we got into a little disagreement, not a massive disagreement. He said he didn't understand, he didn't know this music, and I told him, you're going to have to trust me. It suddenly changed on its own. I think it's the amp in the back. He feels more than likely it's the main amp that came with the car is having some troubles. Now, when I first got this stereo in, there was no bypass for this car. There was no amp bypass kit at all. This car was brand new. It had all this new stuff in it, even though the freaking radio is the same as the one that's in the Honda Accord. So, it is what it is. He hooked up after the amplifier. And it was my misunderstanding. I thought that the amplifier wasn't being fully powered. I thought it was only in low power mode and just enough to send the signal out. Apparently, I'm drawing 500 watts of power there when I'm turning up the volume or around that, plus the nearly 1,000 that's pulling out of the back. That's a lot of wattage and it's killing the battery. He's going to look into finding me that amp bypass because there's been some issues getting a hold of it. But if he can't get it, we are going to bypass this amp. And he's going to hook into this, and that way I don't have to worry about the main car's amp being used. And I can just worry about the power in the back. And then he can actually do a full retune of the entire system from scratch, and we can get this car back in order. You know, he and I have been in minor odds, but mostly it's because he always seems upset when I come back, and I was misreading it. He's upset because he doesn't like... He feels his customer should be able to leave with the system and never come back. He says that's the kind of stuff that happens at other shops. This guy's a whiz with electrical. He really knows his stuff on that. And I've discussed a few things with it, and I think that's it. And it brings up a lot of stress. And we talk about other issues that bring up a lot of stress in his life, and which is nobody's business. The main point is, if you're going to put a serious system in this car, I don't know what kind of amp power draw we're talking about. You have to be cautious about your battery, the 12-volt battery in this car. I recommend trickle charging if you're not driving often. I think it will wear down the battery much faster because the original battery that's put is like 350 cold cranking amps. It's not very powerful. It's enough for this car because it basically, he figures, it's a jump start to get the car going, and then obviously the hybrid battery takes care of the rest, and then the 12-volt just takes care of general accessories. So if you are going to put a high-end thing, there are power issues you have to look into. Make sure that you discuss this with your installer about power issues. And I just want to pass it on because other people have emailed me and asked me if I've had any power issues, and I said no before. Yes, I have power issues. Yes, it can be an issue, and you do need to look out for it when dealing with this car and high-end stereo systems. So that's about as far as I'm going to go on the issue. I'm back home. I hope this video finds all of you well. I'm going to try to put more videos out as I can. Again, I fervently apologize, but I am not doing physically well. I do apologize, and it's not just emotional, but physical and emotional and other issues like that. And I haven't been, I haven't meeting my expectations like I should. And I do apologize for it. I'm pulling forward. You hear my thing going off. I put my lawnmower in here, my big lawnmower in here, so I'm probably against it right here. And that's about it. So that's all I got to say today, and I hope you all take care of yourself. Verdier out.